Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. It means that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, right? Oh, Lord. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. How you guys doing? How are you? Come on in. We already got 80 people in the room. All right. Let me say hi to the people. Get the people what they want. All right. Let me see what we got going on here. Oh, let me say hi to the people. What's up, Chuck? Hey, Boo. Brandon, Marilyn, Alexis, Brown Mama. Hey. What the hell? I don't even know what that was. That was just talking. What's up, the informed? Hey, Boo. Nubian Mahogany. Hey, Ravine. Tamara, Lovely Nola. Hey, Tiffany Blue. Xavier. I have playlists going for my 2 tables for TP 2.0. Oh, thank you so much, Informed. You know what? Oh, I said I was going to start on November the 1st to let everybody know how many more watch time hours we need. Hey, Ravine. El Teddy, let y'all out on time. See, Ravine, you be getting in trouble. Hey, Bab. Hey, Abby. What's up, Yana? Butterfly, what's going on? Hey, Gossip in the Garden. Vinny Vin. Hey, peace and blessings to you. TT, Cross Country Cruiser. What's up, my love? The tribe meeting, mine gets a poppin'. What's up? Hey, lovely 31. Miss Bathing, Dr. Mac, Montrez. Hey, 10. What's going on? Congrats, Chuck. Look, I'm not gaining any weight. I'm not losing any weight either, but it looks like, the chin started to get big again. I had to, but I've been eating. I've been eating. I've been eating. I need to get back on my grind. I said I was going to go to the gym tomorrow, but I ain't make the appointment yet. I need to make my gym appointment. Well, for my trainer, I can go to the gym whenever I want, but I wanted to go see my trainer. Anyway, hey, Fran, Felicia, what's going on? Amber. Yes, congrats to Chuck, y'all. Chop it up. Yes. Hey, Corey. Sweet Pea, Mimi, I think I missed some people. Hey, Tawanda, what's going on, girl? I think I missed some people. If I miss you, charge it to my head and not my heart. Hold on. Felicia, Tan, Montrez. Oh, I think I got everybody. All right, you guys. If I miss you, charge it to my head, not my heart. Hey, grown woman, don't try me. What's going on? Now, I do think I have the mic hooked up. So if it's too loud, y'all let me know. If the mic gets too loud, or if I get too loud in the mic, let me know. Because y'all didn't let me know that the mic wasn't connected. That I was just talking. And it wasn't going to the microphone. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. I was getting Factor meals and had to add seasoning. I didn't try Factor. It was another one. I can't remember the name of it now. The prepackaged meals. That food was so nasty. I did it for a month. And I think out of that month, I might have only had like 3 sounds. 3 meals that I really liked. The rest of them, I was like, this is trash, and I'm wasting my money. We didn't hear a difference on TikTok. Well, thank you, Melly. Hey, DB. DB said I'm behaving today. You're going to behave until Cajun get in here, and y'all going to get to cutting up in the chat. You only lasted 2 weeks. Yeah, listen, my sister hasn't been cooking for me anymore because her work schedule has changed, and it's kind of hard for her to cook now. But I would love to do a meal packaging thing with healthy options, but I don't want it. if it's nasty, I'm not gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Factor. It was something else. What was it? I wish I could remember the name of it, but the food just wasn't good. It just wasn't good. And for the amount of and I mean the price wasn't ridiculous, but it wasn't cheap either. You know what I mean? And I was like, for the amount of money I'm paying, I didn't want to eat them. So it didn't save me any money, and it certainly didn't help me lose any weight. So, but anyway. So let me say this for the people. If you are new and you are just finding my channel, first of all, welcome. We welcome you all. But let me just let you guys know, at the beginning of my broadcast, we do church announcements. And sometimes we get off topic. And I understand for people who are new here, that might be a little frustrating for y'all because y'all see the title and y'all want to get to it. Yeah, I want to get to it. So I'm just going to apologize in advance. If we get off topic, I'm just apologizing in advance. Okay. What's the purpose of it being a live show if I don't interact with y'all and we don't go left sometime? Hey, Don Boo. Congratulations. I saw you you posted some on your social media that you're gonna be hosting a summit event. Congratulations. Okay, Butterfly says she likes Factor. What up, Lauren? Hey. Yeah, but again, it's just like anything else. We can all go to a restaurant and I could think the food is great. Chuck could think the food is nasty. Don can be like, you know, so it's all different. It's all different. It's all different. So maybe it was HelloFresh. I think it was HelloFresh. The informer said I had HelloFresh, but was too lazy to cook the food. No, then it wasn't HelloFresh. Because this, all you had to do was put it in the microwave. What I had, all you had to do was put it in the microwave. Which was now Blue Apron is the one where you cook. And my thing is, if I felt like coming home and cooking every day, I wouldn't need a prepackaged meal. Because I ain't gonna say I know how to cook, because I told y'all my cooking skills are limited, but clearly I ain't gonna starve. But if I felt like coming home every day to cook, I wouldn't need a service. So there must not have been HelloFresh there. What is I can't remember what, it wasn't Factor. It wasn't Factor. Anyway, it don't matter. That was a couple of years ago, and I ain't liked it. So, and I went through this chef one time and did prepackaged meals, but he was expensive. The food was good, and he did a really good job of sitting down and asking me what I wanted and what I liked, what I didn't like, and all that kind of stuff. And the food was really good, but it was just expensive. I was like, I can't afford to do this every 2 weeks or every month. Like, it was just too expensive. And I told y'all, I'm not one of those people. I don't ask people to, like, if that's your price, that's your price. You know what I mean? So, because he was even like, well, what can you afford to pay and all of that? And I was like, listen, I don't want to get into that game of what can you afford. And then later on, because I don't want you to cut corners, because what I got from you, I enjoyed. So, yeah. I don't think it was Tavola, because I thought it was HelloFresh, but if HelloFresh you have to cook, then that wasn't it. Because this, I literally, they came in the box that it was delivered in was like a freeze, had the ice. It was like a freeze dried thing, and not free, but dry ice. And I put them in the freezer, and I just I took one out every day. And like I said, it was only like one or two that I really liked. So Tracy said the bar is open. Bourbon with a splash of blackberry and lemon juice, apple cider French 75, an espresso martini, and for the non-drinkers, a passion fruit and mint julep. Well, listen, I would like to, I want the bourbon and the blackberry, but I would like to try an apple cider French 75 as well. Just slide both of them down the bar for me, honey. They have companies that send a chef to your home and discuss your food choices, then go shopping for you and cook a meal prep for you. The company is in 35 cities. That sounds expensive. I mean, send me that information if you don't mind, because I'll look into it. But that sounds expensive. They're going to come to my house, sit down with me, then go shopping, then cook it. That sounds expensive. But that's similar to what I did with this guy. We just did it over the phone. He didn't come to my house to sit down with me. We just did it over the phone. Okay. But I don't really have any church announcements today, honestly, other than two things. One, y'all know for the cruise, all of the things I've been telling you. If you are ready to order your cruise t-shirt, please reach out to spillitboy at gmail.com. Put in the subject line ReallyBTV so he'll know it's for the cruise, and you guys can correspond about the shirts. Like I said, the front of the shirt is going to be uniform. It's going to be the same. But if you want to personalize your shirt, put your name on the back or something, a saying on the back, you need to talk to him about it. There may be an upcharge. That's between the two of y'all. But the cruise t-shirts are $30. Just the flat fee is $30. And he'll have those mailed out. So you will have them before you get on the ship. Yep. I wish you were near me too, Don, because I would sure be a customer, honey. Sweet Pea, tell them not to be working you so hard. Oh, you're not talking to me. That's how I used to do my meal preps. I used to go to the customers' houses, and what their plan is, we work out a payment plan and everything from there, and a delivery date for a pickup date. Hey, Auntie Eva. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I have as far as the cruise. I am if you are going on the cruise and you Lord, I'm about to knock over my computer. If you are going on the cruise and you would like to be added to the group chat, send me an Instagram DM. Those of you that are, I'm just going to keep the same group chat from Books and Bourbon because a lot of the people from Books and Bourbon are going on a cruise. If you are in the Books and Bourbon group chat and you're not going on a cruise, let me know to remove you from the group. If you don't want to, be a part of that. Because you'll be getting messages about the cruise and stuff, and you'll be like, I ain't going on this cruise. I can remove you from the group, or you can, I think you can leave the group. I think you can leave the group, or you can send me the information and I'll remove you. So, so there's that. Okay. The other church announcement I want to make is if you are being affected by the government shutdown in any capacity. And what I mean by that is if you have family members that you need to loan money to because they stuck, if you are married or have a child or a parent that works for the government and it's going to affect you financially, if you work for the federal government and you are directly being affected, please reach out to your financial institutions. Please reach out to your local food pantries and things of that nature, because a lot of places are adjusting. I know when I log into my bank, a message immediately comes out about if you are being affected by the shutdown, and they have, for you to call. I know card places are doing it, mortgage companies are doing it, credit card companies are doing it. Thank you, None Ion. I hope I'm saying that right. Yes, credit union and your banks. So listen, let me tell y'all something. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I understand that a lot of us might, you used to making your own money. You used to not needing to go to these places, but it is what it is. And this thing has been going on for almost 2 pay periods now. So most of us are only 1 to 2. I know they say you're supposed to be able to be 7 to 12 pay periods out, but y'all know we not. Let's just go on to be honest. The average American does not have the average American does not have 12 a year's worth of paychecks in the bank. We just gonna call a thing. We don't. The average person doesn't, and most of us are 1 to 2 paychecks away from being in serious trouble. So please reach out. Don't think that, listen, that's what those programs and services are there for. I know in the state of Maryland, Governor Wes Moore has I believe he just passed a bill last week for a program where you can get a zero interest loan. You just have to pay it back when y'all go back to work and y'all get y'all back pay. You just have to pay it back. I'm sure there's a window of time that you have to have it paid back by, but it's only the terms of the loan last as long as the shutdown. So please, you guys, please reach out. Please reach out to all your financial institutions. Be proactive. I would rather y'all call your car loan and say, hey, I need some help. And they go ahead and take that car note and put it on the back. They might give you 2 months to put the car note on the back. And if you go back to work and you get your back paid, just pay it back. Like, I know some people are like, I don't want to put no money on the back of my loan. Okay, well, guess what? Sometimes we got to do what we got to do. And if you get the money and you want to go ahead and double up on your car note, and I mean, you can always pay it back. Pay your, put it on there. So, but definitely reach out. Don't put yourselves in a situation if you don't have to. But I'm just noticing more and more. I'm seeing where these places are saying, hey, if you're being affected. I got an email from my job today saying, hey, for people who are being affected in the state of Maryland, these are some things that you guys can do. These are some places that you can go. So please, and that was mainly for our parents, our students, who have parents that are being affected. So, all right. Pride comes before the fall. That's the truth. That is the truth. Right. Don't lose your pride. Listen, don't lose anything over pride. So a lot of people are using up their leave. They said that's why like TSA is short. A lot of those certain people, that's why they said the air traffic controllers, because a lot of them are using up their leave or being strategic about calling out and using up their leave. They ain't showing up every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Right, like the Osefos. Child, we're gonna talk about them too. All right, so those were my church. And now somebody just said something. Somebody just said something. Somebody said something in the chat I was going to respond to, and I don't see it now. My bad. Yeah, Donald Trump isn't trying to bend anytime soon, but let me be clear. The Republicans, they may be ready to bend before Trump is ready to bend. But we'll see. Right now they're playing chicken. We'll see who blinks. We'll see who blinks. I know some Congress members are deferring their pay, so they're not getting paid while this is going on. Some are not. You may want to look up in your state and find out who is deferring their pay versus who's getting paid. You might be surprised. They're not all Republicans and it's not all Democrats and it's not all Republicans. There's some Republicans who are deferring their pay. There's some Democrats who are saying, "Hey, I want my check." And to be fair, just because you're in Congress, just because does not mean that you can afford to miss a paycheck either. I just call a thing a thing. Okay. All right, moving right along. Dang, somebody said something. I was going to respond. Hold on, let me scroll up because it's bothering me now. That somebody said something and I don't respond. Orange, just like nobody making. Right, just like nobody making 3 times their rent either. Exactly. Baby, my bank said I can get a $10,000 loan. I said, now, wait a minute. The holidays are coming. Listen. But listen, just keep in mind, whatever y'all out here borrowing, just know. Just be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Just be careful. But if you need it, it's there. And like I said, you don't have to just be a federal employee to be affected. If you have family members, if you have children that you help, that going to be calling you for a loan, if you have parents that are still working, that you want to maybe try to pay a bill for them or look out for them, a spouse, listen, it can affect us. It can trickle down to us in a lot of different ways. So, okay. Did she mean to say live in 30, or are you still looking for that darn mouse for her device? Did she mean to say live at 30? Who? Did I mean to say live in 30? I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about. The saddest part about all of these government shutdowns and job loss is that these fake ICE agents getting paid. And not all of them are. No, they're not. No, they're not. Them ICE agents, no, they're not. Yep, I had to help my son get an apartment. Yeah. Hey, Marcus Terry, how are you? Yeah, I think at first they were saying that the ICE agents were going to get paid, but a lot of them are saying they're not. which is good. I mean, I don't have no problems with that, baby. Oh Lord. Okay. So the good news though is that the government, hey Cajun, the government is the Supreme Court um granted a stay to 2 labor unions that sued on behalf of federal employees so that the president could not furlough them or fire them while they are on shutdown. You know, that's one of the things he wanted to do was fire a bunch of people while we are on shutdown. Well, 2 major labor unions sued for a temporary restraining order, and they were granted that. So that's one less thing for some of these people to have to worry about, at least temporarily, that they will not be losing their job permanently. We talked about that a little bit yesterday on the teacher project down at the Department of Education. I did not read the full article to find out which agencies are affected and which agencies are not. To be fair, I did not. But because I just saw that like right before I went live. But that's good news for some people. At least it'll take a little bit of a load off again in the process. They're talking about not applying for 2026 COLA. All right. So there's that. That's my I'm only on YouTube today for a couple of reasons. One, I ain't do the Twitch, I just forgot. But 2, I didn't feel like doing TikTok today because I'm tired. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, but I'm tired. Hold on, let me roll back up. Reese, I did see it and I forgot to read it because I saw it and I wanted to read it and I forgot. Hold on, let me scroll back up. Okay. Really be if the feds don't open by the end of the month, stuff is going to be real crazy for folks getting benefits. My job got a letter from the feds yesterday. What you mean by that? What you mean stuff is going to be real crazy for people getting benefits? What you mean? I don't understand. Tell me give me more information. What you mean? Yeah, I did, Vintage. I saw that this morning. I was actually getting ready to say that. I woke up to that video of that lady in New York going off on those ICE agents. I saw another video in Chicago where the ICE agents went into a pharmacy. I guess it was like a CVS or Walgreens. And they had this guy hemmed up, and this lady was like, "That's my brother-in-law. He's American. That's my brother-in-law. He's American." Yeah, this shit is crazy. And I still don't understand. And when I say I don't understand, I understand we're living in Trump's America. I got that part. But I still don't understand how these ICE agents are being allowed to just terrorize the streets with their faces covered, with no warrants, with no paperwork. It's crazy. It is just crazy. All right, it's time to close the doors. Don said it's time. Yes, it is. It's time to close them doors. Let's close these doors. Let's close these doors.
I said close them doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
So it is time to close the doors. We are at that time of the show where Don puts on the white gloves. Kenneth is probably somewhere around here. They're putting on their white gloves. They're about to pass the plate. Now you can go to free. You can put your ties in the free. I don't want to say your ties. You can put it in the free plate where you can hit that free 99, which is the like button. Or if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Or if you want to make a donation to the platform, you can. The number today is $7.15, $7.15, $17.15, $70.15. And one day Chuck gonna bless me with $700.15. So thank you. If just thank you for the likes. It's 158 of us in here. If we can get to 100 likes, I would be grateful. That's how I know people aren't doing it for the pay. People are doing it for the fear. Baby, people are hateful, period. You know, and we're going to talk about those text messages that came out from those young Republicans that let you know that, listen, it's not our imagination. These people are racist. It's not us being hypersensitive. It's not us being hyperbolic. You know what I'm saying? No SNAP for November. Oh, that's what you mean by those benefits. Okay, I got you. Okay. I don't know what I thought you were saying, baby. Like when I tell y'all I'm tired, and I hate to keep saying I'm tired, but I have not slept well the last 3 nights. And Thank you, The Informed. Thank you, boo. Thank you. The Informed made the donation, $7.15. Thank you. Like I do well when I take my magnesium and stuff like that. But I still have some days where in the last couple of days, really probably since last Friday. And I know why I didn't sleep well Friday night. Thursday, really. And I know why I didn't sleep well Thursday night. I always get anxious right before something's going to happen. So I didn't sleep well Thursday night, anxious about the weekend. And I had that early flight. So that's why I slept the way I slept on that flight, baby. I slept good on that flight. That's why I slept the way I slept, honey, because baby. Woo. And then Saturday night, I didn't sleep well because my legs were hurting. And I ended up having to take my pain pill Saturday night. So I knew. So anyway, so hopefully tonight I'll be able to sleep really well. It feels like both parties are trying to spark a civil. Dems want the people to fight this battle, and Secretary of Defense Egghead Self changed the name to Department of War, but they claim enemy within. I don't feel like the Democrats are trying to spark anything. I think the Democrats are fighting to try to salvage something out of that big, beautiful bill. I mean, I'm not saying the Democrats are perfect because I know I give it to the Democrats, but I don't feel like they're trying to I don't feel like they're trying to spark anything. Yeah. We got Blink cameras with video displays for the older ladies in our building. We are doing food and pharmacy runs for them, and they only open the door for us. It's sad, but we have to keep them safe. Well, I thank you and your neighbors for doing that. Thank you. Hey, Francois. Thank you. This is my red honey. Yeah. You got to do what you have to do to protect your neighbors. Y'all know I don't even like my parents out. I don't like my parents out in them streets, okay? I don't even like them out there. Yeah, my legs hurt. Yeah, they hurt from all. And at first, I was like, I don't feel like I even did that much walking. But then Cruiser was like, yes, you did. Like when you think about, walking around the book fair and walking around, like you did, so, Thank you, Cross Country Cruiser, for the 715. Thank you, boo. Thank you. All right, y'all, let's get into this. So, well, that was what I was going to actually talk. That is one of the stories I was going to talk about. Okay, thank you. I just got one person just sent me a message about adding them to the group for the cruise. All right, I'll do it as soon as I get off of here if I remember. Oh, that's the other thing that happened, y'all. Chad, I had to get a new debit card. I went to go look at my account on Monday just to, see what damage I did. And I had a bunch of weird charges. And so then I had to sit there and really figure out what did I do this weekend? Make sure I didn't do nothing crazy, and they weren't mine. They were fraudulent. So I ended up having to shut down my debit card. They had to send me a new debit card. And of course, that happened on Monday. I know Monday was a bank holiday. So I couldn't get a temporary debit card till Tuesday. So the good news is I have a temporary debit card. The bad news is, and honestly, the other good thing is, I told y'all I've been trying to get rid of all these charges on my cards anyway. Like you sign up for this and then you subscribe to that. And I've been trying to delete all these daggone subscriptions and stuff that I'd picked up over the last couple of years anyway. So this is a good time for me to have to cleanse because I already got like 2 emails from 2 different magazines I was subscribed to that I was like, why? And I was like, I will not be. They were like, you need to update your payment information. I won't. I'm not. And I'm not. And that just reminded me to make sure I go on the website and make sure I delete the membership. Like, no, I don't, so on one hand, it's kind of a good thing. I think every couple of years people should do it anyway. I think you just forget how many things you've probably used your card for. But the flip side is you forget how convenient you've made your life by having everything connected to your card. Yeah. Today I was trying to do something today and oh my gosh, the hoops that I had to jump through just to get something done over the phone using this temporary debit card instead of my real debit card. Because some places, I don't know if y'all realize that some things you can't do if you don't have a card with a chip in it. You can't put a temporary debit card on your Apple Pay. You can't connect it to your Apple Pay because it doesn't have the chip for you to be able to just put your phone and read it. I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, it's not going to work. So yeah, you think about all the things you can't do with a temporary debit card. So I had to connect one of my credit cards to my Apple Pay temporarily until I get my actual card. Anyway, you just don't pay attention to all that little stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can get I have a temporary card, and that works like an old-fashioned debit card. You just have to slide it through the thing. But a lot of stuff you can't do through your Apple Pay if it doesn't have a chip. And PayPal, it was something else I tried to do today. Was it Cash App? I think it was Cash App. But Cash App let me update it with the temporary debit card. Cash App let me update it. It was something with Cash App, but I think it did let me update it. But anyway, yeah, you don't realize how much stuff. But anyway, the good news, they didn't get me for a lot. I mean, my bank game is going to give me my money back. They couldn't do it until after, because it was showing up as pending charges. So they couldn't do anything until they actually went through my account. But the good news is it wasn't a lot of money, but still, it was enough to inconvenience me. But anyway, moving right along. So, all right, y'all, I'm sorry. I am rambling today. I am rambling today. All right, let's get into these stories. So, first of all, some good news for those of us that are big Outkast Dungeon Family fans. It says here that after 9 years, the Dungeon Family is set to reunite and at the One Music Fest. The first time they'll be sharing a stage since 2016. For those who don't know who the Dungeon Family is, you know, that's Big Boy, that's Andre 3000, and all of the people that sort of came out of their camp. They call themselves the Dungeon Family, and they all sort of came out of their camp. I'm not sure where this music fest is gonna be, but if you are in the area, I feel like you need to go on and get them tickets. I think it's gonna be a good time. I think it's gonna be a good time. So if you're in the area, you might want to look into them pictures. It's gonna be a good time. Baby, when I was at the bar in the hotel, my card declined. My bank texted me, said, "Are you in Kentucky?" I said, "Yeah." Now, every once in a while, if I forget to tell my bank I'm going out of town, that's happened to me before. Now, that has happened to me before. I try to remember to tell my bank when I'm going out of town. Sometimes you just forget. Oh, it's going to be at Piedmont Park in Atlanta? Oh, that's going to be hot. That's going to be hot. So if Goody Mob, Sleepy Brown, thank you. So, yeah, if you are down in the Atlanta area, that's going to be a good time. That's going to be a good time. Hey, Andrew. Hey, boo. Shout out to Nia Long and Lorenz Tay. They will be joining forces again for a Netflix rom-com. Well, it's not a rom-com. It's a romantic drama inspired by Maxwell's debut album, Urban Hang Suite. Now, listen, if you are a part of my generation, you know Love Jones, and that is probably one of my favorite movies. And I know some of y'all don't look back at these movies and feel like they were romantic, but I really love Love Jones. I mean, it's still a movie I watch to this day. There's certain parts I'll fast forward through because I'll be like, I don't want to see that. But honestly, I feel like it was a really great movie. I was here for it. I was here for it. I'm glad that they found a way to bring the two of them back together and not try to do a sequel, because I feel like we didn't need a sequel. Like, every movie doesn't need a sequel just because it was successful, right? And I feel like that's one of those movies we did not need a sequel to Love Jones. There was a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the way that thing ended was perfect. I don't want I don't want a sequel. I wouldn't have been mad if they had taken another character from Love Jones and gave them their own love story, and then sort of had Nia and Lorenz's characters there and make a cameo in a couple of scenes. But any of their friends, we could have gotten a love story, another like a spinoff. I would have been here for a spinoff. But no, we didn't. No, we didn't need a prequel, because even with that, I feel like we got the prequel. We know that Lorenz's heart got broken by his ex-girlfriend, and we know that Nia was in a relationship with a dude who had a lot of money but didn't really treat her that well. Like, we got it. Like, Love Jones was perfect in that sense that it gave us the prequel. We didn't need it. And we really didn't need a sequel, because that scene at the end where he runs out there and chases her in that rain and tells her, listen, baby, I loved you. I fucked up. I miss you. And I know you live in New York and I live in Chicago, and I don't give a damn. We're going to do what we got to do to make this thing work. And she told that man, she said, see, that's your problem. You always want what you want when you want it. And he looked at her like she was crazy. He said, what the fuck you talking about? He said, look, listen here. This is what I know. I know I love you, and that's urgent than a motherfucker. Let me tell you something. Yes, I have it memorized. That's how many times I've seen it. Yes. And that was just a perfect ending. Like, you know how this is. He said, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make this work. Hell, he didn't even have a job. He could have moved to New York. She went to New York and had a successful career. He was a writer. You can write from anywhere. We know how it is. He gonna get his ass on that motorcycle and go to New York. Yes, I did the whole monologue. Baby, I love that movie. So I'm here for a Netflix rom-com. Well, it's not a rom-com, but I'm here for the Netflix. Yes, that urgent gets me. Yes, Mia, that urgent gets me every time. It gets me every time. You know what? Somebody said at one time they were interested in Isaiah Washington. I wasn't, because that just seemed like some toxic shit to me. I don't know if I was necessarily interested in an Isaiah Washington story with his wife. They break up. He sounded like he was cheating on her with the lady at his job. And then she show up one day, they kiss and make up. I wasn't interested in that. I would have been interested in a story with his friend, the one that has the nice voice, the one that was the MC. I forget his real name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The one that has that real nice voice, and he MC'd the poetry nights. I would have been nice. I would have loved to see maybe his story. And I don't know if that man is gay in real life. I'm not trying to put that on him, but I would have loved to see him in a relationship with a man. I feel like I would have loved to see that dynamic. I would not have minded seeing the friend that worked at the record store, seeing her story, because I feel like she had a story to tell. I could see her having some quirky stuff, right? She had a story to tell. I wouldn't mind seeing her. That's probably the only two. I wasn't interested in her friend's story, Lisa Carson. I wasn't interested in her story. I don't think I would have been interested in seeing her story. But those two, I would have been interested in seeing their stories. You know. Not Randy Bull. Not you naming names. Chuck said Randy Bull did a Love Jones on me, and I fell for that ish for 3 months. Not Chuck dropping names in the chat. Chuck said, I can hear Chuck now reminiscing on that shit. I wonder how Lisa, a couple of years ago, she did an interview, I think. I think she's doing well, protecting her mental health. I don't think she's come back to Hollywood, but I don't know that to be a fact, but I feel like I saw an interview with her a couple of years ago. So yeah, shouts out to them. Congratulations. We'll keep an eye on that. Y'all let me know when it drops. In other news, the book The Davenports, which is actually in my It's in my Audible. I haven't listened to it yet, but the book called The Davenports, it looks like this, and then there was a sequel. Then there was a sequel to it. They're actually developing a movie for Prime Video from the Davenports. It's written by Crystal Marquise, and it deals with, the black bourgeoisie, from my understanding, the black bourgeoisie in, I believe, like the 1930s, 40s ish. It's a period story. And there was actually a sequel. I believe they're like sisters, and it tells their stories. So I haven't read it yet, but it's in my queue. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But that's giving me I'm going to accelerate it now. Okay. Ariana Bierman has announced that her and Hudson have broken up. For those of you that watched Next Gen NYC, Ariana is the daughter of Kim Zolciak, who was on the show with her boyfriend Hudson, whose father owns the Zaxby's. But it says they've broken up. And listen, you never know what's going on behind closed doors, but it seemed like they were a really cute couple, and they've known each other for a very, very long time. So I kind of hate to hear that they broke up. Again, she said it's what's best for them. So I hate to hear it. I do think that we're going to get another season of Next Gen. They have a panel at BravoCon, and everybody is supposed to be at the panel except for the asshole. What's his name? The guy that nobody liked. Everybody, and including Ariana and Hudson, were supposed to be on the panel. AKA her mama ruined it, maybe. Because we know that the mama had a problem with her. Charlie. Yeah, everybody is supposed to be there but Charlie. And I just can't see Bravo putting that much energy into a show they're going to cancel. I could be wrong. But I don't see them putting that much energy to a show they're going to cancel. But they do have a panel at BravoCon. So we'll see. A lot of information is going to probably come out at BravoCon. Like I said, somebody yesterday said that they feel like we're going to get some trailers. And I was like, we probably will. We'll probably get Married to Medicine. We'll probably get Beverly Hills. They'll make some announcements about some new shows. They'll make some announcements about some upcoming things. Yeah, I know that's what they do at BravoCon. So I feel we'll see that. So, but the good news, well, not good news, but good news, bad news, I guess, to say, oh, okay, put me on the big screen. Okay. We may hear more about the details of it. If there is another season, I'm sure we'll get, because they just moved into another apartment, not the one we saw them move into on the show, but in real time. Because that show, they filmed that show like a year ago. In real time, they just moved into a new, yeah, you're right, Don. We're gonna probably get the trailer for Rhode Island. You're right. And they're definitely gonna have a panel. We'll probably officially meet the women. Dina said, I'm reading one book of the Davenports now. Great historic fiction. I highly recommend it. Look, y'all, I got to get back to, because I love reading and I love talking about books. I got to get back to the book club. We're going to get there. Maybe we can, maybe we'll reboot that in 2026. Let me get the Teacher Project 2.0 monetized, and then we can focus on the book channel. Let me monetize that. Okay. What about ATL? What, Real Housewives of Atlanta? I don't know if they'll be able to have a trailer ready because they're still filming. They're still in the process of filming. But I can see K. Michelle coming to BravoCon. Now, won't that be a hoot? If K. Michelle makes it down to BravoCon, honey? Okay. Former Miami Dolphin football star Rashad Jones wins $9.5 million settlement against Merrill Lynch after his financial advisor stole his money. I have not read this lawsuit, so I can only assume that the financial advisor worked for Merrill Lynch, and therefore I guess Merrill Lynch assumed some liability. And this man's stealing all this guy's money, but shouts out to him and congratulations for recouping his money. I'm sure that that's not all he lost, because if he lost $9.5 million, I mean, if he won $9.5 million, I'm sure he lost more than that. But That ain't nothing to sneeze at either. So congratulations at him recouping that. Congratulations on that. All right. Before we get in, I know we haven't done this shit we didn't ask for segment in a while because I really haven't seen a bunch of stuff to talk about for shit we did not ask for. But I do want to bring y'all this "Are you fucking kidding me" moment. Let me read y'all this story. Y'all are gonna be like, what? Let me read y'all this story. Hold on. Let me find it again. Okay. Let me read y'all this story. In Turkey, so the country of Turkey, a missing man unwittingly helped search for himself. 50-year-old Bayhan Matulu had been drinking with friends in Bursa province when he wandered into a nearby forest. Concerned by his absence, his wife and friends reported him missing, prompting a search operation. By coincidence, he ran into the search team and joined them. Unaware that they were looking for him. Yeah. It wasn't until the rescuers called out his name that he realized the situation, responding, "I'm here." Witnesses later reported him telling police, "Please don't punish me too harshly, officer. My father will kill me." Authorities gave him a ride home and no fine was imposed. Y'all, how drunk do you have to be that you join your own search party? First of all, how long were you with them? Because I've been a part of search parties. Usually they're calling your name constantly. They're constant Chuck, Chuck, Chuck. They call you by your first name, your last name, your nickname. How long were you with them before they called your name? Baby, his wife whooped his ass. Can I tell y'all that his wife whooped his ass? I read that thing. That thing cracked me up. I just thought I would share with y'all. Just something to lighten up the mood, child. Just to lighten up the mood. Because that thing was funny to me. Child. Just great. Okay. All right, we have Kim Zolciak Bierman and we have Nicki Minaj. I'm sure El Teddy covered this well, I know he did because I heard him and it was in the title. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't even want to talk about this young Republican thing. Just know you're not crazy. Just know that we're not being hypersensitive when we think that there are people hiding in plain sight that want to see us no longer here, that believe that the Nazis were not wrong, that will make jokes about fried chicken and watermelon, that still talk about like we just understand that we not crazy. But something else to lighten up your mood. Candace Owens loses bid to enter Australia for a speaking tour after the High Court upholds the government's visa denial over extremist and inflammatory comments. Remember, she tried to go to Australia last year for some sort of tour, and Australia was like, no, absolutely not. No. And so she appealed it, and their high court, like the equivalent of our Supreme Court, was like, no, we meant that shit. No, we meant it. You can stay over there with all of that. Hold on a second, y'all. All right. Thank you all for y'all patience. All right. So, yeah. So, shouts out to Australia. In case you guys are wondering, when Diddy gets out of jail, he must submit to searches, have no contact with the victims, and participate in outpatient treatment programs for drug abuse and domestic violence. So I don't feel like some stuff that they be making headlines. I'm like, that's par for the course. Like, I don't think that's anything crazy that Diddy gonna have to do when he get out of jail for, considering his convictions. Okay. So yeah, there's that. It's a shame that we can't do that here. Well, so here's the thing. The government isn't going to do that, obviously, because of freedom of speech. However, private businesses can. Like, why do we still invite these people places? You know what I mean? And I know why, because there are people who really like what they're saying and believe what they're saying and agree with what they're saying. But we have to stop engaging in that shit. Like, first, like I said, I'm not debating with you anymore. Like all of these like debates. Oh, we're going to debate Trump. Why? Why are we debating Trump supporters? When I was having that conversation with that guy Friday, and I realized he was a Trump supporter, baby, I wasn't trying to convince him of shit. You feel the way you feel. You feel the way you feel. I'm not trying to convince you that you are right, wrong, or indifferent. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish eating my breakfast. I'm gonna pay for my food, and I'm gonna get on my flight. And when he realized that which he should have known by looking at me. I don't know what made him think he randomly ran up on a black MAGA person, but okay. But the more I talked to him, the more I realized that he was just repeating talking points. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He just repeating because he lives in Connecticut. And he's just repeating talking points. When I said something about I have students that are scared to come to school, this man was like, oh, because of the violence? No, sir, because of ICE. What you talking about? But because you're believing the rhetoric about that DC is a war zone or something, that you think that the kids are scared to come to school because it's too violent? Sir, go sit down. Go sit down. Be careful. I just read about some foreigners were denied entry to visit because of their view, slippery slope. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like here in the United States, no, I don't. As much as I'm not a fan of Candace Owens. Well, I see is valid. You're correct, Chuck. I mean, she got a right to say what she has to say. The problem, I don't have a problem with Candace Owens saying what she says. I have a problem that she has an audience. I have a problem that she has people that pay her, that support her, that follow her, that repeat her. You know what I mean? That's what bothers me more than her. If she was just some random chick on the street corner spouting crazy shit, I'd be like, oh, bless her heart. But the fact that there are people that believe what she's saying, that's what scares me more than her. The Charlie Kirks of the world, he don't bother me if there's nobody behind him agreeing with what he's saying and repeating what he's saying. That's who we need to be. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the scary part. So the less we give them attention, the less we entertain them. Like, I could not tell you anything that Candace Owens talks about, and until I do a story on her. I didn't know nothing about when we read that lawsuit about the president of France. I didn't know none of that shit till she got sued. You know why? Because I don't pay her no attention. I don't listen to her. If I'm going on TikTok and I see it's a clip of her, I don't even care if it's somebody that's cussing her out. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to repeat. I don't care. I don't entertain it. I knew who Charlie Kirk was, but I didn't know all those different quotes about him until he passed away. And people were like, repeat. I knew, I knew, but I didn't pay attention enough to know all them different quotes. Because I don't care. Because there's nothing that they can say where I'm going to give them that much of my energy. I'm just not. That's it, Kia. It's the consequences. And we need to start putting some, when I say we, I mean, we need to start putting the consequences in place with our dollars. Like every time y'all go watch a Candace on video, even if you just hate watching, you putting money in her pocket. Every time y'all download one of these podcasts, even if you just hate watching, you putting money in their pocket. I just don't entertain it. But anyway, but yeah, freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequence. I know I tell y'all that all the time. I remember looking at this is on a different topic, but same information to take it out of politics. I was looking at a video on TikTok about last year's Big Brother winner. What's that lady's name? Child, now I can't think of her name. I can see her face. But the girl last year who won Big Brother, the black girl. Is it Jordan? Is her name Jordan? I don't think her name is Jordan. Anyway, she's homophobic. Now, if y'all go back and look at our Big Brother reviews from last season, not the season that just ended, but the season before that, not Ashley, but the girl who won last year. If y'all go back and look, no, not Taylor, the one that won last year. If y'all go back and look at our reviews, if you go back when we did the Meet the Cast, and we went through each person and their bio, if y'all go back to that video, I believe it was me, El Teddy, Kiss My Cheeks, maybe Busy, not sure. If y'all go back to that video, we told y'all the minute she talked about being this religious person, me and El Teddy told y'all right then. We told y'all then who she was. So now she's going on these conservative podcasts talking about homosexuality and this, that, and the other. So now it's all coming out that, oh, she's homophobic. And the guy who was doing the TikTok video, he put it perfectly. He said, listen, he was Chelsea. That's who it was. Thank you, Newbie, and Chelsea. I knew Jordan didn't sound right. Chelsea. He said it was a white gay guy, and he was doing this video. He's a Big Brother fan. And he said, listen, she has every right to her opinion. What she doesn't have a right to is a LGBTQ fan base. There's the consequence. Now, does that mean that every LGBTQ person is going to write her off or cancel her? No. But does it mean that a lot of LGBTQ people are going to look at her a little bit sideways and be like, sure. Yeah, she's on the Amazing Race this season with her dad. Yep. But again, she told us who she was. Now, she did a good job of not making any crazy statements on the show and that kind of thing. But she cares. She does care. And I'm going to tell you why she cares. She cares because she's getting consequences. See, people don't care if there's no consequence. She cares because she's getting consequences because she took down, she did a video where she basically, in a nice way, told everybody, oh, well, this is how I feel and I have a right to how I feel. But she took that video down. Then she came back and did the whole apology thing. I was like, nah, she care. Because there's probably been a consequence. But anyway, speaking of, DJ Envy is a dumbass. So this ain't even on my list of things to talk about. But DJ Envy is a dumbass. So they were talking about Stephen A. Smith and Jasmine Crockett and yada, yada, yada on The Breakfast Club. And DJ Envy said, and that was just happening, again, I was listening to a TikTok clip of it. DJ Envy said, Stephen A. Smith has a right to his opinions. I understand why people might be upset at what he's saying. I just don't. And he said, and I'm okay if people say, well, they don't want to support him anymore. I just don't like the cancel culture. So that's what the fuck that means. If I no longer support you, I am canceling you. And the problem is when people do it in mass, now people get mad. So if all Black women decide they no longer want to support Stephen A. Smith because he says some nasty things and some incendiary things about Black women, Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett, so forth and so on, that is not us canceling him. That is us saying we are no longer going to support him. It's not my fault that maybe 500,000 people do it at the same time. He said that shit just as nice. I was like, what? Serena, thank you. Serena. Like, sorry, what? Now, since we on the Breakfast Club, and I really, y'all know I don't even watch the Breakfast Club. I just be catching clips on TikTok. Let me say this. Before this becomes a thing, Don, if you hear, you'll probably do some commentary on it if it becomes a thing. Now, let me say this. Y'all are always quick. If when T.S. Madison come down here and cuss somebody out, y'all are always quick to talk about how T.S. started it, or y'all quick to, want to defend something. Let me say this. Today, Jess Hilarious threw a shot unprovoked at T.S. Madison. Now, if T.S. Madison responded, cuss her ass out and drag her, I don't want nobody to come down here talking about, well, she just hate Black women and why she had to say something and why she always bothering Jess Hilarious. Because they was on the Breakfast Club today talking about, or it was either yesterday or today, talking about doing a reboot of the Queens of Comedy. And they were talking about who could be on the Queens of Comedy. And Charlemagne, who I'm sure was being messy, let's be clear, I'm sure he was being messy. Charlemagne said, well, TS, he was like, because they were throwing people out. And he was like, TS. And Jess Hilarious said, well, she can't be on the Queens of Comedy. I mean, she would have to go over to the Kings of Comedy. She can't be on the Queen. Now, when T.S. Madison respond, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because T.S. wasn't bothering that lady. You said T.S. already got it? Well, there you go. I don't want to hear it because T.S. wasn't bothering that lady. See what I'm saying? Sometimes just let that shit go. Y'all don't like each other. It's cool. And when y'all drag each other, y'all go low. And I know some people don't like what T.S. Madison says. They don't seem to have a problem with what Jess says, but they don't like it when T.S. does it. But okay, cool, whatever. That's your business. But I don't want to hear it. But moving right along. I wasn't even going to talk about that, but it just made me think about it, child. All right. Let's do this Kim Zolciak, and then we're going to get into Nicki, and then I think, hold on, let me check something real quick. I think I might have one more story that I didn't put in my title. Hold on. Hold on. Let me check something. All right. It's not coming up. All right. I'm going to try to get the information and come back with the story because I can't find. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Oh, Tami, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna end with Tami. All right, so let's get into Kim Zolciak because for real, we really don't care that much about Kim. This story really just confirms what we already know about Kim Zolciak. So Kim Zolciak, allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, child, because I'm just gonna say allegedly. Kim Zolciak allegedly was subpoenaed while at the school pickup, child. They said that she was up at the high school picking up her kids from school or dropping them off. She was she was sent a subpoena as part of a man's ongoing divorce with his estranged wife. The subpoena demanded that the former Real Housewives of Atlanta star answer questions about gifts that he bought her. On September 30th, court documents were filed that showed that Kim Zolciak was served with a subpoena demanding she appear for a deposition as part of a man named Kyle Mowitz's divorce. Mowitz filed for divorce from his wife, Jillian Green, in March. The paperwork said that Zolciak was served at the parking lot of the high school in Georgia. A lawyer for Zolciak, responded to a request that she appear for a deposition on October the 15th and bring certain documents and communications. Zolciak opposed the request that she be forced to appear. She called the subpoena unreasonable, oppressive, and intended to annoy and embarrass her. The subpoena asked that Zolciak turn over all communications with Mowitz, any communication between Zolciak and another third party regarding payment for services or communications. She also asked for any documents regarding gifts from him or any businesses he owns that he has given to her. Baby, is this Big Papa? Green also requested any and all documents regarding or pertaining to her financial relationship with Kyle Mowitz, including but not limited to gifts given or received from Kyle, expenses paid on her behalf by him, or any businesses in which he is connected, monies loaned to and monies paid to Kim by Mr. Mowitz, or any business which he is connected. The subpoena also demanded that Zolciak turn over documents regarding travel with him, including the travel arrangements, itinerary where they stayed, and the payment of all expenses associated with said travel. Ooh. Green also wanted Zolciak to turn over communications with third parties and any and all documents relating to any and all contact between Zolciak's estranged husband, Croy, and Mowitz. Oh, so Croy know him too? Mowitz's lawyer, Marvin Soleimani, said the following: "We are not going to litigate the facts surrounding our client's divorce case outside of the applicable legal proceedings. We encourage you to review the pleadings we have filed on our client's behalf, which accurately represent our client's position relating to this matter. As to Kim Zolciak, Ms. Mowitz's decision to involve her in the divorce case is highly unnecessary, as any relationship our client may have with her only began after the party's separation." Notice he ain't say there wasn't a relationship. He said the relationship started after the two of them separated. That's what the lawyer said. The judge has yet to rule. In his initial petition, Moritz listed the date of the marriage as June the 24th of 2017 and said they were currently separated. Moritz said he shares 2 minor children with his estranged wife. The paperwork showed the exes lived in separate homes in Georgia. He asked the court to award him joint legal physical custody of their kids. He also claimed there was no hope for reconciliation with his ex. He said his wife did not need support and argued that she was an able-bodied adult capable of gainful employment. Damn. Damn. Said she can go get a job. she can go get a job. A month later, Green responded to his divorce petition. She asked the court to award her primary custody, but was on board with joint legal custody. Her counterclaim requested that he pay her child and spousal support. In her filing, Green claimed she trusted her ex to handle their substantial wealth. She claimed that her estranged husband created a family trust in 2021 was engaged in an extramarital affair and contemplating divorce at the time he created and funded the trust with a counterclaim alleged. The counterclaim alleged, excuse me. She claimed he transferred the majority of their assets into the trust before the divorce and claimed that he had power over the trust and left her in the dark. Another document, Green claimed the trust had over $100 million invested in it, and she claimed that her ex's income was a mystery. Oh, this sounds juicy. Oh, y'all, this sound juicy. And another filing, Mr. Moitz claimed that his estranged wife being the one of stepping out on the marriage. He alleged that she had the extramarital affair. Both denied all allegations of wrongdoing in the case. Ooh. Baby Kim, what you done got yourself into, girl? Kim. Hey, girl. Girl, what you done got yourself into? Yeah, I know that's not really Big Papa. Yeah, I know that's not the real Big Papa. I'm just saying. Kim. Now you are all caught up in this lady's divorce. But can I give you some advice, Miss Moitz? Miss Moitz? Can I give you some advice? Hey, girl, hey. Don't worry about Kim. Worry about that $100 million he got in that trust. Fuck Kim. We don't care about her. Baby, you need to have your lawyer focusing on that $100 million he done put over there in that trust. That's what you need to be focused on. Fuck Kim. Right, little Papa. Right. He little Papa. Girl, forget about Kim. Girl, go find that 100 mil. Listen, you better call Sutton from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. You better go on and call Sutton. Sutton said get you a forensic accountant and follow the money. Don't get caught up in the weeds looking for the trees. The trees is that $100 million trust. Kim is the weeds. Fuck Kim. We don't care about Kim. Push past her and her wigs. Baby, you better get to them trees. Get that forensic accountant and chase that money. Girl. Can you imagine? You know, Kim probably was smoking a cigarette in her house slippers and some leggings and one of her wigs twisted to the side, dad and her kids, high school, dropping them off. And here come this process server. Excuse me, are you Kim Zodiac Bierman? And she probably was like, who the fuck wants to know? Who the fuck wants to know? And he was like, here you go, ma'am. See, that's probably how that went down. And a red cup. You right. Nubian, I forgot the cup. You're right. She probably had a red cup in her left hand and a cigarette in her right hand. Violating the school rules. You probably ain't even supposed to smoke on school property. But you know she had that Marlboro light up to her lip. That Marlboro 100 up to her lip. You right. Shut up, Xavier. Baby. Xavier, speaking of Xavier, you come down here to the front. Come here. Now, you know, when we start talking about these people, you know, you the person I be looking to. Xavier, go get Nicki. Why does Nicki Minaj still have her phone? Xavier, go get that lady. Now, she was back on the good internet today talking. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to read y'all the tweets that she done had there. Look at this. I just got an email saying that my membership to L Teddy 27 has been paused. Why has it been paused? Because my card didn't go through. Because I had to get a new debit card. L Teddy, don't worry. I'm going to renew my membership as soon as I get my permanent card. Don't worry. I'll be back. L Teddy. I'll be back. This going to mess up my streak. I've been a member. I ain't missed a month of L Teddy membership. Damn. But hopefully my card will be here by the middle of next week. Because they say 7 to 10 business. It usually don't take that long. I'm gonna check on Monday. Hopefully it'll be here by Monday. Y'all, let me tell y'all. So let me read y'all what Nicki done said today. Let me tell y'all what Nicki done said today. Nicki says that she is not going to put out her album anymore. So let's read what she said. Nicki said, they came begging the queen for a tour and an album. And I said, nope. Laughing my fucking ass off. Wanted to patch it up. They needed help from the queen and the Barbs. I called the Barbs on the secret Barb phone. She called. Okay, I'm trying to get through this without laughing, y'all. She called the Barbs on the secret Barb phone, and it was a resounding no. Just like the casino. And then she added SC, which I'm sure is Sean Carter. Let me find out you gonna let Desiree take the fall alone. I don't blame you. The ugly asshole bitch gonna snitch anyway. You might as well beat her to it. Conspiracy, false imprisonment, civil rights violations. Run! Next, she wrote, hearing Desiree Perez talking about how she was begging for 40 mil and was told no was just, and she did this emoji. Oh, broke nation. How'd you go so fucking broke? Like, who in their right fucking mind would sign to you? Laughing my ass off, and then it says laughing my fucking ass off, and it's like 10 O's. Not successful tours, but vibes and bots. Okay. Then she says, okay, I'm not going to put out the album anymore. No more music. Hope you're happy now. And then she added Sean Carter again. Bye, Barbs. Love you for life. If y'all don't go get that lady fucking phone. If y'all, right, it's not really funny. But if y'all don't go get that lady fucking phone. Now, in other news out here, they said that there's a possibility that Nicki could be losing her home because she has not paid the man who won the lawsuit against her and her husband for an alleged assault in 2019. Remember that civil lawsuit that they didn't show up for, so the man won by default? So allegedly, they say that she's at risk of losing her $20 million Los Angeles home for not paying that man. Now, hold on. Let me get more information. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. Let me go get more information on that one. Hold, please. Let's find out. Okay. Okay. Hold, please. Ooh, sorry. Let's read about how this could be happening. Let's read. Nicki Minaj is reportedly in danger of losing her $20 million Los Angeles mansion after her husband's lingering legal drama came back to bite. According to Page 6, court documents reveal that Thomas Muller, he's German, remember this happened over in Europe, has asked the judge to step in and help him collect, or maybe that was Chris Brown. Anyway, has asked him to help him collect the $503,000 judgment that he was awarded following an alleged assault by Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty. The victim, who worked security at one of Minaj's 2019 concerts, was Germany. I was right. in Germany claims that why they always got to do this? The Anaconda rapper, anyway, and her husband haven't paid him a dime. Now he wants to collect by forcing her to. Let me rewind. Now he wants to collect by forcing the sale of Minaj's massive Hidden Hills property. The dwelling is subject to a $13 million mortgage lien and a $722,000 homestead exemption. Together, just under $14 million, the courts say. The property's current fair market value is appraised at $20 million, yielding approximately $6 million in equity beyond the lien and exemption. The victim's lawyers say that that's more than enough to pay what's owed, with millions left over. This all stems from a wild moment back in 2019 during Minaj's concert in Germany, where the victim was working security when a male fan jumped on stage. That's when Nicki allegedly went off on one of the female guards for letting it happen, calling her a fucking bitch and recording the entire exchange. And then remember her husband jumped in and the husband allegedly assaulted the security guard. This the part I'm confused about. Why she got to sell her house? She ain't got $500,000 that she don't have nothing else to liquidate. I feel like, now, I didn't go to nobody's law school. Right, Melly, I think me and you on the same page. I didn't go to nobody's law school. But if the lawyer has filed paperwork saying we think she needs to sell her house to pay this debt, that leads me to believe. Now, I don't know because we didn't read the court case. That doesn't know. I mean, what that makes me feel like is that Nicki don't have liquid and she don't have nothing to liquidate other than her house. Because I'm sure, and I don't know this attorney, I don't know nothing about this man, but I feel like they looked at all of her other assets before they went to her home, especially since the home is worth so much more than the debt that's owed. It seems to me like she ain't got no stock she can sell. I mean, she got pink Bentleys and shit. Like, she don't have nothing else. Xavier says she leveraged everything to produce the Pink Friday tour. She didn't make no money off that tour. She claims she was never served and that was given to a now former business manager who never told her about it. Baby, that ship has sailed. I mean, I'm sure she appealed it. I don't know if this is, I don't know. I would have to follow the paper on this one, but baby, it doesn't matter if you would never, baby, the judgment is there. Now, I'm sure she's appealing it. And just like with Trey Songz, remember Trey Songz appealed that judgment against him and he was able to get it overturned. So she might be able to get this overturned, but in the meantime and in between time, she owed that people money. Oh, that tour was to already pay off some debt. Ooh, Nicki, you in trouble, baby. If these people feel like the only way they're going to get their money is for you to sell your house that's worth, it sounds like that house is worth 5 times the amount of what you owe them. That means they don't think you have any other assets. Baby, that's not, y'all, this ain't good for Nicki. And I'm not even being funny. I'm being dead ass. That sounds like it's not good. Baby. Kia said, you got to remember that's not the only court case she has. Well, that's true. She can listen to the Barbs if she wants to. Them Barbs ain't going to help her. The Barbs ain't, well, they probably would. I was going to say, them Barbs ain't going, she ain't going to move in with them, but you're right. But she probably would. They would probably let her. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, Diane Keaton died of pneumonia. Oh. They released her cause of death. Oh. Sure. All All right, y'all, let's get into this Tami Roman mess. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. When I first saw this headline, I didn't believe it. I said, I don't believe that because I have become hold on. All right, hold on. Now, Tami was on, I believe this is Candy's podcast. And there's a clip circulating. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I said, this must be clickbait. But I'm going to let y'all hear for yourself. This is Tami and her daughter talking to Candy.
I told her, but let me say this. I'm graduating, right? Getting my degree, and she can't be in the. She can't be there. She can't. Do you get what I'm saying? My girlfriend can't be there.
Why?
That's true. Exactly. There's moments that my people have. Thank you. Let's speak about it. If we're gonna speak about it, let's speak about it.
Be there.
And I knew not to even tell. I told her, but she knew. She was like, "Okay, I can't be there." Congrats.
With your other daughter. She's straight, right? Her boyfriend's in the past. She's never been allowed to bring her boyfriends around.
She would be.
And why is what's the difference?
Because thank you. I love it. Now we talking. What you did? You leaned in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That don't seem fair.
Because there's something called confirmation bias, and when people think like you think or appear to be how you are, you're more drawn to those type of people. So my daughter is a heterosexual female. Confirmation bias allows me to accept whatever situation she's presenting versus not really understanding this moment. And so I got to take a step back and figure out how it works for me and how I can be comfortable in that moment, because there's something called mental health that we have to be concerned about. And I got to be concerned about mine. Even though I'm trying to walk with her and love her, I still got to do what's right for me as well.
Okay, but you're not graduating. She is. So
She's graduating.
It's about her life.
So to make sure that you feel the relationship is going to be lasting before you introduce them to me. Because I become involved in your situation and your life.
Wait, then I have a question.
Come
so
on, Riley.
how long do you want to wait to meet them? Because what if you meet them and you actually don't like them, or you actually do like them? Maybe you could get some wisdom on what you actually think. Because
send me a picture. I don't need to meet. I can tell because I've been around a long time. I've been around a long time.
So if y'all want to, Candy, this is with her and her daughter. I don't know if this is on her Patreon because, Candy has a Patreon now. She's been putting a lot of content over there. I'm not on her Patreon, so I don't know. But this may also just be on her YouTube, on her Speak on It. To be honest, again, I don't know. I am disappointed because Tami has always presented that she was comfortable with Jazz's homosexuality. At least that's what I thought. And again, I could be wrong, but I thought. Now I follow Tami on social media and stuff like that, but I don't follow her every move, but I thought that she was okay with it, that she had accepted it. So when I heard this, first of all, that whole confirmation bias is some bullshit. Let's just throw that out the side. That's not even, you didn't even use that correctly. That's like when people say, oh, you so male identified. People don't even know how they're using it. They're saying it wrong. Like, so just let's put that confirmation bias shit to the left, girl. You don't even know what you're talking about. You didn't even use that right. You don't have to be okay. You don't. That's your business. It really is your business. But for you to say, what about me? What about my mental health? What about how this is going to affect me? It's like, do you not hear yourself? I understand I know what it means, Xavier. I'm saying she didn't use it correctly. What she would, that's not even applicable in this situation. Danielle says she's never been okay with it. I thought she was. Now, when I say okay with it, I don't mean that she liked it. I thought because I mean, I've seen them have very open conversations about it, and you know what I mean? I don't know. I just thought she was. But this just goes to show you never really know what's going on behind closed doors. But for your daughter, it almost sounds like she feels like this is a phase. Like, this is what I walked away from. What I walked away from that is she don't really know what she want. This is just a phase. And ain't no need me getting close to no girlfriend. Ain't no need us having graduation pictures with this woman who ain't going to be around because she don't mean it. She going to be with a man in 5 years. That's what I heard. I ain't saying that's what Tami said, but that's what I walked away with. That Tami felt like it's no need for me to link on and latch on and get cool with these people because she ain't going to, she don't mean this. I think that in her mind, this is a phase and Jazz don't really mean it. That's what I heard. Now that don't mean it's true. That's what I heard. But this isn't her high school graduation. Hell, this ain't even her undergrad graduation. This woman has gone to law school, which means that she's at least 24, 23 years old. Even if 2 years down the road, she decides to date a man, maybe she identifies as bisexual. I've never asked Jazz. I've never really listened to an interview, so I don't know. Even if she identifies as lesbian today and 5 years from now, Jazz is 25. Okay. Even if she decides to date a man in 5 years, it doesn't matter. The person she's choosing to share her life with right now, the person who probably helped her ass get through law school, I don't know how long these people been dating, but the person that probably helped her study and helped her stayed up with her and maybe went to Starbucks and made coffee runs for her when she was struggling. The person who thought when she got to the part and hit her wall and thought she wasn't going to make it and thought she wasn't going to get through law school, maybe that's the person that is showing up for her, who she wants to be there because she helped her walk through this. Let's be clear. Baby girl was at Howard Law School, which was here in DC. You live in Texas. So this is who was with her. This is who stayed up with her. Again, I don't even know how long these women were dating, but that ain't our business. If she said that's who, Diva won. Yeah, that's my boo right there. Hold on. I'm going to come back to you, Miss Diva. This is who she said I want. I want this woman here. And for Tami to say she can't come and say because I don't want her there. And what about me? And what about my mental health? First of all, she gonna be there. Now, see, Jazz, here's where you got to put your foot down and make a decision. Listen, it ain't about being disrespectful. You're not disrespecting your mother. But if this is the woman you love, even if it's only, listen, when we were in our 20s, we dated different people. They might not be together for the next 50 years. We don't know. But that's who she's with right now. That's who she loves right now. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I really was. I was surprised by this. I really was surprised by this. But Tami, I think this is selfish and fucked up. And especially with your daughter being grown. Like, your daughter's grown. Your daughter's grown. Now, let me come up here before I get out of here. Let me come up here and speak to my Diva Wand. This my boo right here. Hold on. For those of you who haven't been around for a while, like if y'all are some of my newer tribe members, y'all might not remember Miss Diva. Diva One she one of my day ones, honey. Wait a minute, where you go, boo? Look, Diva, you ain't delete your comment, did you? Hold on. I lost you. Hold on, Diva. Oh, this shit right here. Tami needs to sit the hell down with that pen. But look, I ain't gonna put you on the spot. I know you kind of shy, so I don't want to put you on the spot too much. But I met Diva at the beginning of my YouTube career. Diva used to do reviews, and she did reviews in the web reality world. And she's been kind of off the grid for a while. I'm glad you're here, boo. I'm glad that you dropped down. The last time I talked to you, you had some crazy stuff going on at work. I hope things worked out for you. I hope you got all that stuff straight. But that's one of my this one of my day ones, y'all. When I talk about day ones, Diva One is one of my day ones. Me, her, Abby, YB, we all come from, we used to do the web reality, and she one of my day ones. So I want to give you a shout out, boo. Also, Tami doesn't believe Jazz is bi. She believes she's gay. Child, whatever Jazz identifies as, in my opinion, it's at this point, it's no longer Tami's concern. And she grown. This woman just graduated from law school, so she's clearly intelligent and grown. And I'm, again, I understand parents and protecting their kids and stuff, but I just think that's excessive. I think that's a bit much, Tami. I think that's a bit much. All right, y'all, let me get out of here. Bell Collective. I did watch last Friday's episode of Bell Collective, and I might give y'all a review tonight, because I'm gonna tell you now, they gonna last long. Look, I know there are people that go up for Bell Collective, but it is just not doing it for me. If I'm being honest, she didn't graduate from law. I thought they said she just graduated from law school. So it's the oldest daughter that graduated. It's Lyric that graduated from law school. Oh, okay, I apologize. Lyric. Okay, she just got her undergrad. Okay. Okay, my apologies. Lyric has the law degree. Jazz just graduated from University of Okay, my bad. But either way, I still feel this. That really doesn't change my opinion, but I understand, but it still doesn't really change my opinion. She's grown, and she may have made some bad decisions about people she's dated in the past, but hell, most of us have. Most of us have made some bad, listen. Chuck already told us about one of his exes earlier in the chat. Most of us have some stories that we can tell. Yeah, Don, it's overly produced, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't have a lot to say. So I may give y'all a review, but it's gonna be quick. What time is it? 8:30? Maybe I'll come back at like 9:15 and give y'all a quick review, because it ain't a whole lot to talk about. I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. If you saw the episode, maybe you feel differently, and that's fine, but it ain't really doing it for me, if I'm being honest. But you know what? Tracy said Jazz's relationship was toxic AF. Maybe Tami wants to make sure this one will last. That lady hit her with a car. If Tami has said that, I will 100% be on board. But that ain't what Tami said. If Tami said, look, Candy, my daughter has had some really toxic relationships, and I am not interested in getting to know who she's currently dating until some things have happened that I feel comfortable with my daughter's safety with. You know what I mean? Because to me, that's all the more reason why you should want to meet the people she's dating. If she's made some bad decisions about who she's dated, to me, that's all the more reason why you need to meet these women that she's spending time with. You see what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying. But if Tami had said that, I would even be like, okay, well, maybe it's not about her dating a woman. Maybe it's about her dating a toxic person. You see what I'm saying? But that ain't what she said. Tami didn't talk to her daughter. See, I didn't know that. Miss Carter, y'all telling me something new. I didn't know she didn't speak to her daughter. Y'all telling me something new. I ain't know. You know, and again, if that's what Tami said, I wouldn't even have nothing to say, but that ain't what Tami said. Well, Don, well, I'll do it over there. All right, let's go ahead and do Bell Collective, child. Let me do Bell Collective because again, it ain't gonna take long. Give me about, I'm gonna just go on and set it up and just do it now rather than wait till 9 o'clock. Give me about 15 minutes. I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna set up Bell Collective. Give me about 15 minutes and meet me over on the other channel. We're gonna go ahead and knock Bell Collective out the way, child, because it ain't gonna take long. It ain't gonna take long. Yeah, I didn't know that, so I'm learning something new. But I still am. I didn't know, you know. But her always having a problem. But I still feel like build a bridge and get over it. But you know, I know that's easier said than done, child. All right, let me get off of here. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Meet me on the other side. We're gonna talk Bell Collective, child. Let me set this thing up right now. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace.